Legends, I paused this and then I realized when I looked at Undine, Undine is normally fighting Necro. And both Undine and Dizzy are looking up like, oh shit, y'all done fucked up. You about to blow up half the planet now. What is up, my legends? It's Scion. Alright, Dizzy time. Alright, so she is 6-star. She is my 20th 6-star. Very proud to have her my 20th 6-star because she's actually pretty good. She has absolute weird gear on right now because I am flat broke. Look at that coin right there. I'm broke. Like, I've never been this broke in a long time in this game, and it's pretty much because back to back with Soul Biking and Dizzy and consecutive weeks, I just don't have the gold, and I can't make a gold to actually keep up with it. We all already know that that's the situation of this game, along with the energy, so it's something that I expected to begin with. With that said, Dizzy is probably the best balanced character out of all three of these characters. Soul is actually really good, but I think Dizzy is better. Because Dizzy actually allows you to clear content way before you ever were supposed to actually be able to do that. She shuts down a lot of bosses, and a lot of bosses help. Specifically in Hell mode, she shuts down on both sides, on both bosses. She pretty much takes the ads out of the fight on both sides with Carcass and the other boss. Like the ads can do absolutely nothing with her. She shuts them down. They just sit there and just be looking everybody. As long as you have enough effectiveness. My effectiveness is trash right now, so it's either or. But she flat dominates, and she actually screws most of the bosses when it comes to. She can't slow them down, but what she can do is she can make them do less damage to you. And she attacks a lot. So you see my Dizzy right now is the speed is like meh. Like everything is meh right now, but with that said, we're still gonna talk about it and break it down, and I'll tell you what I've done. I actually want more of her artifact because her artifact makes her so fast and has her attack so much that over the course of time, because she attacks so much, she does a lot of damage. Not like big damage, but for a debuffer, with the amount of times that she attacks and then debuffs, it's pretty good. Alright, go ahead. So this first attack right here, I used this to catch fish, which is weird, but attacks all enemies with the power of magic with 25% chance to stun, which is good. Excellent. Super good considering how many times that she attacks literally in a round. Like I said, with ads, she screws people. Like just straight up ads. The same thing with PvP, she screws people. So it's definitely good. Gamma Ray. Now the best thing that you can see about Gamma Ray is that it decreases combat readiness by 50% and extends the duration of debuffs by 1 turn. So if there's any debuffs on them, she extends it on top of that with Gamma Ray. Emotional Gamma Ray unleashes the giant explosion to attack all enemies. Now it's going to miss, but it decreases speed, attack, and hit chance. And this is the thing that screws bosses, because you're not going to stop anything with their speed majority of the time, but the attack and hit chance does affect bosses. Alright, so with that said, what do you do with Dizzy? Now, you can build her several ways. You can go speed crit, speed hit. You can go for a unity to keep her from being stunned or stopped, so she always gets her S3 and her S2 and the S1 respectively off, which is good. But the other side can have some type of immunity set too, which kind of gets rid of the majority of what she does. She's not going to DPS you down. She does attack a lot, but she's not going to DPS you down. It's just not going to work like that. But she will get places where she can actually attack. So you can make her actually tanky, so then she can start to take over a fight if she gets the chance to. She does have good attack, good defense. Her attacks aren't necessarily good attacks, and her S3 does not crit. So even though if you go speed and crit, you're not worrying about the S3, you're worrying about the S1 and the S2, which actually gets to around between 3 to 5k. I've seen a few people use it. I saw one person actually get to like 10k on her S2, and I don't know how her scaling works with her S2, but the 10k is actually not that bad. and he was still fast enough to debuff and everything else like that. 10k on the AoE, it's not bad. Like, it's not crazy, it's not major damage anywhere else like that, but 10k is definitely not something that you should ignore. The S1 I don't think is going to get that high, but with that said, with pretty good gear and you get her to like 230 speed, stuff like that, she's just going to straight lap and then have enough DPS out there to just decimate a team, to keep them from doing anything, and then on top of that, straight wipe them out and kill them all by herself, which is actually good. Gonna need gear for that, so don't think you're just gonna automatically do that in the beginning. But there's a saving grace for all that. Dizzy allows you to do content a whole lot earlier than you would normally have to. And what Dizzy does is she pretty much, in most fights with bosses, she may not necessarily screw the boss that much, but she screws the ads. In Hell Mode Carcass, she flat wipes the ads out. They can't do shit. They just stand there and just be looking stupid. Like, and then they can't debuff you, which makes that fight infinitely more easy because they can't debuff. It's just, Carcass doing his bullshit to get his debuff out there, which pretty much screws him because she can necessarily make him miss. She can blind him and then lower his attack. She can't do anything about his speed, but she can blind him and lower his attack. So even if he's below 40%, he won't necessarily kill anybody if you have like characters who are between 9k HP and higher. Makes that Hell Mode fight extremely easy for no reason. But again, that's what she does. She helps you out in the Abyss because she does the same thing in the Abyss. She pretty much makes the ads for all of the fights in the Abyss not like they can't do anything. They're either stunned, or they can't see, or they got lowered defense, or they can't move at all because their speed is debuffed. She does all of that great. And the same thing in Wyvern. She doesn't necessarily do anything to Wyvern's speed in Wyvern 11, but what she does is she lowers the attack so you can help so you can survive the AoE that he does if you don't break the shield. Or he'll miss, and that lowers the attack as well because that works on him as well. And also, she just negates the entire beginning of the Wyvern fight and that first stage where you're pretty much there just getting your hearts and stuff like that. I noticed that this team is what I'm using right now. This team wins right now this way about 80% of the time. Sometimes they won't win if Luna doesn't line up properly with the shield debuff phase, and I take too many of those AoE hits. I've been watching it for a while now, and it works about 80% of the time. And it's interesting because it's about the same as when I had Karine in there. And Karine, it's a little bit higher when I let them auto with Karine in the place of Dizzy, but I know this is Dizzy.
What do I sell? Well,
come back soon. This is Dizzy level 58 with trash gear on compared to Karine, who is this. This is my Karine right now, as you know, compared to Dizzy. So you see that with pretty bad gear on, she pretty much allows me to still be able to auto Wyvern. So this is a good saving grace for some of you guys who probably can't. The same thing in the Abyss. If you're struggling in the Abyss, try to get her in some serviceable gear with good speed on it, at least up to 160 or 170, and you probably get further in the Abyss than you ever have, and you probably be able to auto Wyvern, which will in both senses will help you gear wise and help you progress through further. And the same thing in Hell Mode, on both sides of Hell Mode with both bosses. What you can do with Dizzy is she pretty much wipes out the ads. She doesn't kill them, but she makes them inoperable, and then you can just pretty much concentrate on the boss, and you don't really have to worry about anything. I love it. Let me tell you guys, I love it. When I get her to 60 and proper geared, I don't want to do it like the way right now because I do have a chance to actually lose because she's kind of squishy and stuff like that. So I don't want to misrepresentate and make it seem like I just win all the time with her, because I don't. Because if she gets hit, she just flat dies. So that's just me telling the truth of the situation. But when she's allowed to actually attack and do what she needs to do, she pretty much negates the entire fight, which is excellent, super excellent for you guys. So definitely take advantage of her. And if you have some type of way to get some summons on her, please get some summons on her because it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Now, some people say that like she sucks and stuff like. I'm like, I don't understand. like she legit makes the game easier for everybody. Like they made a character that makes the abyss easier for you. It makes you able to freaking auto Wyvern 11. Like as a person who probably couldn't auto it before, you can probably auto it now. The same thing, it makes hell mode approachable, at least for some people. And then people like, she sucks. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just want to understand why they feel that she sucks. Like I just don't understand YouTube at this point. The last thing I wanted to actually point out is the skill enhance, which I'm flat out of Morgura. I wish I saved some now, but I'm flat out. What I am probably going to do is she's probably going to be one of the first that I max, and the main reason why is because I want to get I want to get that, I won't say max, I want to get the 3 and 3 on this. The damage dealt is kind of weird, and because the damage on the S3 is basically the miss, and then it comes back and it doesn't crit, it just flat hits you because the AoE just from the explosion hits you. But I want to max this because when I saw, I can't remember the YouTuber, I saw his damage on her. His damage is like around 5k. I don't think he maxed his S1, but she was doing 5k on this, and she attacked so much with this. She was doing 5k crit damage AoE with the S1, and then his S2 was doing around between 7 to 10k. So I'm particularly interested because that is actually a lot of AoE damage for her to be doing like that, and consider how much she attacks. So I'm particularly interested in using all of my Morgura basically to max her and see what she does. Like if it's a bad experiment, that's just on me, but I just want to see it. I'm not telling you guys to do that. If I was you guys, I would do 0, 3, and 3. Be honest, me personally, I'm just gonna max her because I want to see what she does and if it's really gonna be that strong. Because if she really does hit like 5 and 10k respectively on the S1 and S2, that's fucking nuts. That's nuts, boys. That is ridiculous. So I'm gonna come back. It's gonna take me a little while, probably like a day or two, because I am flat broke right now. So I'm gonna have to grind out Wyvern 11. I'm just gonna let them fight. If they lose or a couple of times, whatever, I'm just gonna let them fight because they win majority of the time anyway. And when I have her proper geared, we're gonna come back and talk about the skin, we'll throw her in PvP and have a little bit of fun with it. And oh, you know what? Because I did a few things and I got some summons, let's just go after a few more of her, because I actually either want another one of her or her artifact. So I have no problem with actually doing this. Alright, we don't want this to be too long. It doesn't need to be too long. I gotta say though, the design of her, how they kept it lore friendly, how they remember when I first showed you guys Dizzy about a month ago, showing you her S3 animation, that they literally used that and made a mechanic with it, and the mechanic is awesome. Like, I'm really impressed by that. That was an attention to detail and respecting the character. I think they could have did a little bit better with Soul. Soul is an excellent character, but I don't think that he represents all the power that he truly has. Like in the story, he's a badass, but they didn't use his XL and his second form and all that type of stuff. I feel they could have did that. That would have been better if they did that, but I'm still satisfied with him as a character. He's very good. And biking, I'm super satisfied because her skills kind of represent the way she is too. I like her detonate. It reminds me of Cez's detonate. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm alive. And then the poison just explodes. I'm dead. It's pretty awesome. So essentially what I am looking for right now is I want either another artifact or another or another piece of her. Not a piece of her. It sounds dirty, but another artifact or another dupe of her, which probably won't happen, but. All right. Plus, this banner wasn't bad to me. All right, so that's a flat negative, which is fine. We also pushed the ML as well. All right, so I will catch you guys next video. Be legendary. Good luck on your summons if you have not gotten her yet. Try to figure out a way to get her. It will help your gameplay a lot. I cannot tell you this enough. It will help you a lot to have her, even with bullshit gear. It will help you get further in the abyss. It will help you in hunts. It'll even help you in PvP with bullshit gear. So please get this character if you can. Like and subscribe. Catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Links in the description if you want to be first in Notification Squad. Hit that notification bell. Be legendary. Peace.